Hey everybody, welcome in. And 1 hour from now, here in New Zealand we're going into full lockdown. So that'll be interesting. The streets are already very quiet. And the only cars passing are security cars. So security cars and police. So it's going to be interesting days ahead. But to get to the main part of the video, we are going to be talking about some beginning tips, some of the best things. I'm just going to pick a little handful of best things you all can do to help yourselves in this new game. And the first one is going to be, when you're leveling up characters, get enough for your team. Now, try not to over invest. If you want, there is a link in the description to a community Discord channel, and there is tier lists of characters and spells. I know a lot of people always tend to be asking for those, so go down there, check them out, and let's jump into who you're going to want to jump in and level up from the get-go. So at the very beginning, you start with Mickey, Ariel, Sully, and I think Aladdin. And can I just say, Mickey will be good for a long run. Aladdin will be good for a long run as well. Ariel will be good, and she will be needed. So I would say those are all good characters to stay with. If you are looking for some villains to invest into, I would say you can't really go wrong. Big Bad Wolf and also Demona, you can farm them pretty easily. So if we are talking about farming, to go in and farm for something, you can farm for characters in 3 different types of modes. Grand Champion, which is the one on the far left, use the purple energy for, and in the basic few stages you can get Hook up until you can jump through and go really early. What level is this? Level 7. So you'll be able to jump through a lot of these. I'd say Demona is the only good one up until this point. So don't bother with Sully. He quickly gets outclassed. Now, when we get up to here, I would say everyone will be up to here in a couple of days. So from very first beginning, Aladdin, you can take him to the end game. Same with Mickey. Buzz can be good, and I do have a lockdown deck, if you check back in my other videos, using Buzz and a few other characters, which can be very good. Same with Syndrome. Now, I personally would get a couple of characters up. Mickey, Aladdin, Ariel. Those are 3 very good ones to keep going with in the beginning. And if you're wanting bad guys to do the villains campaign, I'd say Demona. Out of the ones so far, Gaston used to be very good. It's just kind of good now. And Syndrome can be used well in like that stun lockdown team, if you want to look at my other videos. Now, when you start moving ahead and you get to around about level 23-ish, Big Bad Wolf, he can be a beast in villains campaign and even just in other modes. I highly recommend him. He is one of my favorite villains. So if you're looking for villains to start investing into, I'd go for him. I personally Aladdin is used for an event, the Aladdin movie type events that roll around. So it's always good to have him invested in, and then just do the others just as much as you need to use them. So get them up 1, 2, and 3, and 4 star are relatively easy to get to. After that, I would say invest solely into 1 or 2 characters that you are going to stay with, like Ariel, Aladdin, Mickey. And then once you get up higher levels, that'll take you a couple of weeks to get up to level 37. So Dr. Fissler, he is probably one of the best healer in the game. So go for him in any kind of PvE mode. He is going to be amazing. Pretty much every time something dies or gets replaced on the field, you want to heal and heal all your characters. So that is why he is good. So in the beginning, I would say focus on probably Aladdin and Mickey, Ariel. I would say Aladdin and Mickey will probably be the better ones to focus on. Ariel's just going to be a good healer, so get them up. Now in Heroes mode. In Heroes mode, the characters that I would recommend farming for yet again would be, I'd say you can focus on Demona. I would say get a couple of characters just so you have some that are usable. I would say go for Demona. Pretty much Hook is meh. Yzma is not very good at the moment. Gesto he's okay, but tanks, there's just not much room for tanks in the game at the moment. And all these next guys are all tanks as well, so not really worth investing into. Although later on you will need some mystical characters, so Oogie Boogie could be great for that, but in saying that, you don't really need to. And then once you get up higher, invest into the others, but just invest into only who you need. And I would recommend go by events. So that's what I would recommend. And in villains, I'll just touch on this quickly while we're here. In villains, yet again, Aladdin is available super early, and Jasmine is also used for the Aladdin event, so it could be good to have get a little bit of her, but I'd say try and focus on Aladdin because he will take you far. And Ariel, get some of her tokens, just start stocking up on them and get a good character build up. I would recommend that very, very, very much. So now that that is over, I would say the best villains in the game. So notice I've only really mentioned Big Bad Wolf and Demona. The best villains in the game are all available in the tournament exchange. Hades, Shan Yu, Mordu. Those 3 are probably the best top 3 characters in the game at the moment, and they're all exclusive to this exchange. And you can get this by the Sorcerer's Arena, which is this top one here. Just go there. The higher you place, you can actually click on your rankings if you want to see who's above you. And with that, once up until the top 100, you can look, I think, 12 spots ahead of you. When you get into the top 100, you can look at 6 spots ahead of you. When you get down to the top 20, you can look 3 spots ahead of you. So keep on refreshing. Use that little refresh down the bottom. Keep going, keep refreshing until you get the max movement that you can to move up as fast as you can. That is a very, very, very big tip that some people don't realize in the Sorcerer's Tournament, because you can only see 3 at a time. It doesn't show you what the limit is, so keep pushing it until you're getting max movement limits. You can also tap on the rewards to see where your current rewards are, so if you're sitting in like the top 500 to 200, and you can slowly start building yourself up to more and more daily gem incomes, which is nice. Down here is a little defense log. You can click that and you can see who has attacked you and defeated you, and who has lost against you. So the reds are they've defeated you, the greens are you've defended against them, which, while you're new, it probably won't be too necessary because you'll just be rushing up in the ranks. But if you're wondering why you're dropping down, check that. So that will be, I think, a little bit useful. So go and definitely try that out. Now, I would highly recommend, everyone wonders, what do you spend your gems on? Do I buy this chest or that chest? Stay away from any of these type chests in the game. It's starting to rain. I'm just gonna go hide under this tree right here. Okay. Stay away from these chests. Absolutely not worth the gem input. Spend your gems on energy refreshers. So click up on your energy here. Purchase. So in the bottom right corner, purchase is, mine are at 100. You can get 3 lots of 50 refreshers per day, and then it'll go up to 100, and then there's 3 lots of 100, and then it goes up to 200 or 150, and then 200. Only do the 50s per day, and then go farm extra tokens, extra gear. So I didn't really touch on it, but in the Heroes and Villains campaign, the top level is characters, the bottom level is all gear that you need. So you can go looking around and hunting for the pieces of gear that you need to upgrade, and you can check to see what you need to upgrade. If you go to your characters and then you go to someone who needs to have upgraded gear, click on them, click on the piece of the gear you need to make, and then you can expand out and look for where you need to get things from. You can find the gears from here, but one thing is, I'm going to make a video on this about maximizing your farming. It doesn't show you priorities here. So as you notice that most of these nodes, all these places that you can farm, all have 2 options. The thing is, there'll be one priority and one minority. The way you know that is when you go into the mode and you click on one of the gear. So you see the one on the far left, that little grey droplet, that is the priority gear. The one on the right is the minority gear. So you're going to get more of the one on the left than you are on the right. Whereas in that search function, it doesn't show you that. So if you come here, the very basic ones, the shell dust is going to be the priority, the little other shell is going to be the minority. So you're going to get more of one, less of the other. So that's important to know if you're trying to move through and actually find things. So if I looked on this one, previously if I just tapped on that, it would have shown just all these gears. But here it is the minority, and the broom is a priority. So you're going to get more of the brooms than you would. So big tip for farming, actually go to the Villains or Heroes campaign and look at it yourself, so you know which one to farm at. So I'd say those are some very big tips. So spend your gems on energy. That's going to not only help you level up. When you're leveling up, you'll be able to do more. You'll be able to have more things access to you. You're going to level up faster than those around you who are not watching this video and getting these tips. So do that. And gear is far more important than star levels, so it has a far bigger impact. So I'll give you a little, I'll show you down here. So these are all 7 stars. Now look at this. So I have these 7 stars here, 7 stars, but check this one out. I have got here we go. So I've got Sergeant Calhoun. I've got her. I wish I didn't go back. So she is a 7 star, but as you see, Zerg and Sally right next to her on the left, 5 and 6 star. One is gear level 5, one is gear level 4. They are ranked higher than her. They're low. Well, Sally's a lower level than her, but she's got higher gear. So the gear stats, the gear increases in this game boost your stats way more than stars. Although there are big jumps from 6 star and 7 star, they give you like a 20% health bonus and things like that, which is crazy. But the gear does do a lot more. But then combine them together and it's nuts. So just a little tip for you guys: don't stress out too much on stars, although it does help. So get them all to acceptable levels and then go from there. So I hope that has helped. With the daily summoner challenges, do those every day. Push yourselves. Try to push yourselves for high levels. You do not lose attempts for failing on this game mode. You do in the tournament, But in the challenges, you can try as much as you want. So just push and push and push. See how high you can go, and don't care about failing. So just get the max rewards you can every day. And then, lastly, I'm just going to touch on get a good club. Okay, not lastly. If you can get yourself into a good club, that is going to boost your rewards all around so much. So do that. If you can get into a good club, either go into the Discord servers, look and ask for some clubs that look people looking for people. Ask in the chats if you really want to just ask in the game chat, but that can be a bit messy. Or just start asking or inviting people, whatever you need to do. Exchange. I will touch on the exchange quickly. The gem exchange by far. Don't even look at it. This is like not worth any. Like, just your gems are far more. I've made a video on how to best spend your gems. Go and check that out if you want, and I'll pretty much walk you through all of that. But the gold exchange is still quite pricey, and I wouldn't quite spend on it. It is far more valuable to go and spend here. So 1,500 for 20 brooms rather than 20k gold. I would much rather that. So do things like that. Get your villains here. Those are the 3 best characters of the game. So get them, unlock them up to like level 3 or 4. And then focus in on like Shan Yu, I'd say will be the best. And then go for your spells. Use the spell packs to just get as much spells as you can, because they are going to be amazing for you. You can use them in every team. They're better than characters, I would say. I put spells above characters because you can use them more than you use other characters if you're mixing your teams up. It doesn't matter if you invest into your spells, you'll still always use them. Whereas if you invest into a character and then you drop them out of your team, you can still mix and match your spells. So do that, and hopefully that's going to be helpful for you all. Now, if you click on the big globe in the middle, that is the active events. So with the battle for Emperor coins, that just goes with any of the heroes, villains, and grand champion modes. You're going to get coins, and then you can spend them on chests in the shop, and then you have a chances to get Shan Yu or Milan character tokens. And then I would say hold your horses, and then probably try and see how well you can do in these events. So try and get as much of these tokens as you can, because the more tokens you can get, more of them you can look at. Make sure you can invest in them and invest gear into them and priority them, so you can get further during the events. I would say that'll be a very big tip, because the events will give you more rewards that will help you further on. So hopefully this has been a good help. I'm going to go farm myself up some health gear, because in the high levels, or generally all levels, the health, all the health pieces of gear, you need like 3 to 4 pieces of per character. So stock up a little bit more on their health pieces. Just a little tip. So hopefully that's enough tips to get you all started. If you want some more in-depth discussions about some of those things, I'm planning to make some more in-depth videos on farming, and I have to do another exchange video since it's changed. And then once the event kicks off, I'll do a little event video walking you through what's going to be the best things to do, strategies, and going ahead, and what's best to spend on in the event, things like that. So stay tuned, and there's going to be a lot more to come. So see you soon.